Hi, everybody. Welcome to Katie in the Morning. I'm Katie Page, Director of Member Relations at the National Association of Healthcare Assistants. Do not judge me. It's Monday. Gary's making fun of my hair. The humidity's crazy, and this is what we ended up with today, so just deal with it. We are now 1 week away from CNA Fest, which is August 20th through the 23rd in Little Rock, Arkansas. But I kind of wanted to lay out that subject a little bit because we're going to be talking about it pretty heavy in the break room today. Today I wanted to talk to you guys. There was a girl that contacted me, I think it was Friday afternoon, asking, she was just getting ready to go through the CNA course and was going out on her own as the CNA as an NA working in the facility while she was taking her course. So she sent me a message through the peer chat feature and asked, what are some things that I should take with me on the floor? So I put you guys a little slideshow together. I know how much you love these, so here it is. The CNA's best friends. These are things that are going to help you on the floor on a daily basis. The first thing is pens. You never know when you're going to need one. The minute you do, you don't have one. They can be stored in extra pockets, in your vital signs bag, in your hair, and even in your bra, depending what kind of bra you wear. My favorite place to stick my pen is in my hair. Even like when I go to the grocery store or something, even when I'm not working in a facility setting, I'll be like walking somebody last and I automatically reach for my hair and I'm like, oh wait, no, I'm not at work. I don't have one. So those are definitely something that you want to keep. You're constantly having to write stuff down, whether it's something you need to go back and chart later, whether it's the consistency or the size of a bowel movement, how much they ate for supper, what was their intake, their vital signs themselves. You guys see me, this is my paper. I constantly write on a glove on my hand to keep track of that stuff. And then once I have it charted, off goes glove into the garbage, which, that moisture builds up, smears it all around, prevents you from HIPAA violations, and just it makes life so much easier. But you can always carry like a notebook or a pad in your side pockets. And that's another thing, is pockets are another great friend of a CNA. You can carry so much with you in an 8-hour shift. You have pens, you can carry gum, you can carry your notebook, you can carry your vital signs equipment depending on how you store it, your gait belt, notes that you're going to need later, pocket care plan. I mean, there's so much stuff that you can carry with you when you're on the floor and running, but pens are definitely something that you want to keep extra of. The next thing that you might want to keep in mind when you're working the floor as a CNA is hand sanitizer. When in doubt, sanitize it out. I'm not kidding here either. The state protocol is you can sanitize up to 5 times in between a glove change if there's no solid forms on your hands. I have a tendency to do more like 2 or 3 in between washing. It's just a quick way. If you're changing somebody, you have to switch your gloves, sanitize, rub it in, dry it out, put your next gloves on. It keeps the resident from having to wait a long period of time. Anybody that's coming and helping you, it restricts that time that they're away from their hallway and their residence. And they come in so many great smells now. Another thing you're going to want to think about with the hand sanitizer, that it dries your hands out at a very, very rapid pace. In the winter, I can't tell you guys how many times I've looked down and just had like the cracked knuckles, right along my nail beds, cracks, the tips of my fingers crack, just from constantly washing them and using the facility soap, which we all know is not a great quality. That can dry out your hands as well. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some other things that might help you out on the floor as a CNA's best friend.
From the Heart, a weekly segment with John Willard, airs every Tuesday at 2:30 Central Time on CNA TV.
Welcome back to Katie in the Morning. Today we're talking about some things that can help you out or be a CNA's best friend when you're working the floor. This one kind of just goes hand in hand with the last one. The hand sanitizers dry your hands out immensely and it can make them feel very, very sore. So another thing that you're going to want to think about is lotion for your residents and for you. Always check the care plan to make sure they're not allergic to any lotions or fragrances. But it really is something that can make a woman feel like a woman and can make a man feel like a man, the scent that they're wearing. I have a tendency to carry my, little hand tubes of Bath and Body Works in my pockets. And if a resident's having like a down day, they're not feeling the greatest, just, having that bright light scent can really lift up their day, and it can help out your hands immensely. They also have sanitizers that are in a lotion form now too, that have like the little sanitizing bubbles in them, which is actually a lot better for your hands than the alcohol based sanitizer itself. So check those out. They're not real expensive. I think the lotion bottles that are about this big are about $2.50. And if you're not using it too much, if you're washing your hands like you're supposed to be, they can actually last you at least 2 weeks. And then the last thing, and this is probably the most important one in my rule book, in my mind, in my professional setting, is gait belt, gait belt, gait belt. It will save your back, it will save your time, and it may possibly even save someone's life. Personally, I get so disgusted when I see CNAs transferring a resident or a community member without a gait belt. It takes 3 seconds to put it on and 3 seconds to take it off. It gives you a handle to hold on to that's not their skin, so you're not having to worry about bruising them. If they trip, if they do fall, if they do lose your balance, it gives you something to hang on to, embrace them, and hang on to them and keep them off the floor. It's like CNA 101. It's like the first thing that they teach you when you go through your CNA course, so I cannot get it in my head why people don't use it. I carry mine in like a little funny way, I guess. I wrap it around almost like an ammo pack, where it goes around one arm, around the other, and all you can see is right here on it. But it's so easy because you just slip your arm off and whoop, there's your gait belt right there. You don't have to worry about fussing with the buckle or anything like that. Gait belts come in all different shapes and sizes. Usually the facility will provide you one, but I always have a spare one. Carry one around my waist, one around my arms. That way if I leave mine on a resident and I'm going down the hallway and something happens, or I see somebody walking on their own that's not supposed to walk on their own, I always have that backup one to slip on them. Or if another CNA forgets theirs at home, I'm able to provide them one for that shift and make sure that I'm doing everything in my power to make sure that they're doing things right and that their residents are just as safe as my residents. Thank you guys all for joining me today. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. We are now 1 week from CNA Fest, and I hope to see you all there next Monday for registration starts at 3 o'clock. You guys have a wonderful week, and until tomorrow, I'll see you next time.